Everything, house, music, propelling sounds with meaning, delivering on emotions that lack feeding, intact. Your souls have no peeling. Everything, house, music, casting spells on unlearned beings, bringing them to the underground. These grooves are worthy, cause house music is where it's at. Believe me, everything, house, music.
Good evening, everyone. Doesn't that sound amazing? Doesn't No More in the Sky sound amazing though? Yes, it does. That is No More in the Sky on the intro of Everything House Music. We asked a favor and she did us a grand one. I thought I'd play that. I've got another one. I've got another Shirley Heavens voice notes of Everything House Music. So we're going to hear that at some point. But to the first song that played an amazing song. Grand, amazing song from Ujivo, Reality. This one actually came out first week of October, first week of October, from that Vosiege EP. Hope I'm naming it right. From Stay True Sounds, of course. Ujivo is doing amazing things in the house music scene. And this is one of the picks from our guest. Yes, from our guest. Today we have Manu all the way, from UK. I think we're gonna delve further to actually find out where this man is from because he's doing so many amazing things on his platform, on YouTube and Instagram and stuff. So grand pleasure to actually have him on the space today as our guest. But before we go to our guest, before you go to our esteemed guest, let's test the mics of the co-captains. I see everyone is here. I see everyone is here. I'm happy even no one is here. I'm gonna have to share the mic with her too. Lloyd and Cha, happy Wednesday.
Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, happy Wednesday, guys. It's been long overdue. It's been a long overdue. There's quite a number of spaces that are upcoming. We have a lot of scheduled spaces. But yeah, we're gonna have a blast. We're gonna have a blast with Manu. Yes, we're gonna have a blast. Danko.
That's Lloyd, who's also the host of the Top of the Morning Space, which happens each and every single day from 10 a.m. in the morning. That's where we can go and chest out your problems, chest out the issues that we come across on Twitter Spaces, the trend. So, yeah, that's an amazing space to check out each and every single day from 10 a.m. in the morning. Next up, let's go to the amazing Miss LP. Miss LP is here. I'm so happy that she's here. It's always an esteemed pleasure when she's with us, and she's sharing her wisdom with us as the co-captain of Everything House Music. Miss LP, Dumela, good evening, happy Wednesday. How are you doing today?
Good evening, everybody. I'm well, thanks. Well, fairly well. But yeah, excited to be here. I must just say, putting it out there already, my energy is a little bit different today. I apologize in advance. I am very sickly. But yeah, we do what we need to do. And I'm going to try and keep up the positive energy nonetheless. But very excited to have a chat with the main man himself, Manu, and to get to know him a lot better. Yeah, thank you so much. And thanks to you, Voxy, for the platform.
As always, I think we've made Twitter Spaces our home. We've made Twitter Spaces a therapy session. I was actually talking to a friend that perhaps we are counselors. We are counselors, but we are actually indirectly counseling through music. So shout out to everyone who's here. Thank you for joining us today in Everything House Music. Without further ado, let's go to our guest. This man is doing great stuff, as I said. So it was about time that we actually have him. I did ask him a couple of months ago, I think, but yeah, but today we have him as a guest, and he's here all the way in the UK. Manu, brother, good evening. How are you doing?
Hey man, yeah, all good, bro. Thanks for the invite. Yeah, no, you mentioned 2 months ago you reached out. I just couldn't at that time. I felt like it was a bit too early, but now is the perfect time. So I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
Absolutely no problem, man. Absolutely no problem. We are here, so we could have waited for you until 10 years time. We're still gonna be here.
Nah, it's cool,
But
bro. It's cool, bro. I appreciate it, bro.
thanks so much, man. Thanks so much for making time for us during your time. I don't know. Are you from work today? Perhaps did you catch you perhaps into dinner
Nah,
time or
nah,
something like
yeah,
that?
you actually catch me at the right time. I finished work about 2 hours ago. Obviously, I kind of mix my content with my work now because it's so busy. So I try and fit everything in now, in my time. So yeah, catch me at the right time. So yeah, man, ready to kick on.
And how is okay? First, yes, I did mention that you're in UK, but where in
Yeah,
UK are you specifically?
I'm in London. Yeah, so I live in North London. Yeah, that's where I'm based.
So are you a Ghana fan or a Chelsea fan? If I'm gonna ask.
Uh, we're talking football already. Okay, so so I'm Arsenal. I'm Arsenal fan. Um, but my background, so I grew up in Italy, so I'm actually Italian. So I speak Italian fluently. So Juventus is actually my first team. So that's actually the team that has my heart. But now living in North London, Arsenal is my team.
I'm so happy that you're a Ghana's fan. Maybe I would have put you out of the space if you weren't, but but
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
shut up, man,
Arsenal,
shut up.
Arsenal all the way.
Of course, and we're doing so good. Hopefully, after the World Cup, we keep on this stride that we're going on,
Oh
right?
man, dude, we'll see. Yeah, I think who do we play on? Is it Sunday? Wolves, is it? Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, we're doing well. But City, man, City is the team to beat, right?
It is definitely. And Lloyd is actually quite a huge fan of Man City.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
but thanks again, man. Thanks for joining us and being a part of Everything House Music, which is literally the same thing perhaps that you do, man.
Mm,
And we speak music. We get guests. We get people to share their wisdom with us, to teach us about the house music scene, which is exactly what you're doing with your YouTube channel
yeah,
and Instagram. Before we actually go further into it, the first song that we played is by Usjivo. What's the reason behind Usjivo? What do you like about this young man?
bro, Givo's just so cold, man. It's just easy. Like I feel like his productions are just like easy, smooth. They flow. But for me, that specific track is just, yeah, cold is the word for me, man. It's just a cold track, and I love it. That track and the other track, I forget the name of the title of the other track in that EP. Yeah, both of those tracks to me are kind of mano a mano. They're really good tracks, but yeah, to me, Jivo is just. I mean, he's obviously young, talented, and I feel like all of his productions speak to me, man. Speak to me. So he's good, man. He's good.
Yeah, no, he's taking the world by a blaze. He gave us an incredible album. He gave us an incredible album.
Yeah.
I think this is his second EP of the year, if
Hmm.
I'm not mistaken. And then on the 16th of November, he's actually releasing again.
Okay, I didn't know that. Is that on Stay True as well?
Yeah, on Stay True as well. So he's releasing again. I think it's another EP or so on the 16th
Okay.
of November.
Yeah, this guy's busy, man.
No, definitely, definitely. And I mean, just to track it back, brother.
Sure.
So you are a content creator, content creator in terms of music. In terms of
Hmm.
music, um, could I say it like that? Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think yeah, does it justice. Yeah, for sure.
and and what you do, man, you speak about music around the world and people who actually are doing it so good,
Mm.
who are living up to perhaps their names also, and how we love them also. Could you take us, your background through where you actually started with reviewing artists and music and record labels? Thank you.
So I think my connection to SA actually goes back to 2016 when I first started working for a company called Dimension Data. I'm not sure if anyone on this call knows that company, but so this company, Dimension Data, they had an office in London, so I started working with them, and then probably I would say 3-4 times a year I would go to SA, for work, and then chill out in the evenings, go to parties, whatever. And that's when I kind of, first started hearing about house because I guess in Europe we have house, but it's more funky. It's more, you know, UK drum and bass, that type. But this house was very kind of different, a lot more soulful, a lot more kind of reminded me of, you know, Sunday church service. And yeah, a lot of those kind of keys and notes and chord progressions were different, man. So yeah, I think that's when it kind of started. And then I think I started listening to like Cinema Musician. And then from there went on to Prince KB. Then yeah, then I just got lost, man. And then yeah, then the rest is kind of history, I guess. But yeah, now I think my taste is a lot more electronic, I would say. But yeah, man, that's kind of the yeah where it started, man.
And I think you got lost in a good time, and a good time also in terms of music. I mean, the amount of music that is being produced, I mean, around the world and just here by us
Mm.
is humongous. Is humongous.
Oh, it's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
crazy.
it's a lot.
But the music is actually it's quite amazing. It's quite lovely. I mean, the progression that we've seen, I've personally seen along the years, has been massive. You just mentioned someone like Sun L.
Mm.
He's the next big thing. He's the next big thing. What's your thoughts on Sun L?
Man, another one. I feel like this guy can do whatever he wants, man. Musically, you know, he tells stories, right? I don't think he goes to the studio to just mess about. You know, he goes there with intention. He wants to tell a story, wants to connect with the listener, with the audience. Yeah, I think he goes the extra mile, and I think that's why he's winning. And I think he works with the right people. And also, like, you know, I've spoken with a few people, Kid Funk to name one, but he was saying like, you know, Sunel is such a stand-up human, like, you know, he's such a good guy. So I think, you know, just being a good person, you know, will work in your favor, man. So, you know, I think yeah, that's one of the reasons why he's doing well. But musically, to me, he's also very different, right? Not a lot of people make music like him, so he stands out.
Certainly, he stands out. Certainly, we've shared an invite with him. I think long time ago.
Mm,
He hasn't accepted, but hopefully one of these days we'll have him on Everything House Music because
yeah.
we've had
Mm.
Simi on the Deep House space. So we're like, Simi, please send our message. But one of these days, hopefully, we'll have
Yeah, I
Sun
feel
Al.
like when you're that big, it might be the business people that are like, maybe not now. So it might not be him, but you know, there's always his camp might be in his ear about, maybe not the right time. So, but yeah, I've also reached out to him to do some content, but you know, the right time will come.
No, absolutely, absolutely, man. I mean, you mentioned that when you first, I mean, came across the soulful house music when you came here in
Yeah,
SA. Oh, Dimension Data, yeah, it's actually a SA company.
yeah,
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 they sponsor even the bike team
yeah, yeah.
that's a part
Team,
of Tour de France. Yes,
correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, yeah. Big company. So which are the places where when you came down here that you actually went out and you just listened to this music and you got caught on?
Oof. Mainly, I was where was I going? So I was staying in Santon, right? So I was staying. What's the hotel there with the rooftop? I was staying there, and I know on Friday nights they have DJ sets on Friday nights. I think with Travisto, is it Travisto? His name, the DJ. I think
Yeah,
he
it's
does.
Travisto. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he does DJ sets there, and then yeah, that's when I kind of enjoyed a lot of the music. And then in Cape Town, where was I going in Cape Town? Yeah, I forget now. But in Cape Town, um, yours truly is that club in Cape Town called Yours
Yes,
Truly?
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They were playing some stuff there. So yeah, man, I was just kind of yeah, just going around and seeing what was being played. But yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how yeah, that's the places.
And that's how you got into this wonderful music genre that we love so much.
Hmm.
And and I guess over time, brother, it's made you aware of the fact that perhaps there's there's so many players in it. There's so many amazing artists,
Too
and
many.
you've dwelled further into it,
Yeah.
and into them. Currently, who are in your I mean top three, in terms of artists, in terms of record labels, who are up there for you?
Top three. I mean, I have like a top three every 2 minutes, so I don't know, but I think FK and Mash, that's just untouchable name. I think easy. You have to say him always. I think. Oof, I don't know. I think if we're talking kind of deep house, I would say FKA. Who else? It's tough, man. There's so many names. I think someone that I always enjoy is Shredder SA. I always enjoyed Shredder SA. I feel like he definitely deserves a bit more kind of push. That's someone that I would love to try and help just push, because I feel like his music gets played by big DJs. Like Kanye Music here in Europe plays Shredder SA music. So in Kanye Music, they're like the biggest names right now. So, why can, they have that type of platform. So why can't Shredder SA have that platform? So for me, that's another name. Who else? So that's two names. I don't know, man. There's too many. Yeah, sculptured music is another one that I enjoy a lot. But yeah, sculptured music is another one that I enjoy a lot. Very, very good. Very technical, soulful. Yeah, yeah. So
Big names you mentioned there, man. Big names. Um, we've had sculptured. We've happened, I think, a couple of times.
oh, nice.
The one person that's giving us blue ticks is FKA Bash. But I'm really hoping, because on the, quite soon, he's releasing a song with Michi. So on the
Okay.
18th, yeah, on the 18th of November, there's a song by Michi, Chosen, and it's coming out, and he's a part of it. Michi features FKA Mash. Hopefully, we actually have shared an invite with Michi that we have on our spaces, and maybe FKA Match can join us. That would be lovely. That would
Oh,
be
nice. That'll
lovely.
be cool. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, we send these invites. Sometimes they come out good, sometimes they don't come out at all.
I mean, as
But
long as you send them right.
absolutely, absolutely, brother.
Yeah.
So, and then back to the music, man. I
Yo.
mean, you do this amazing thing on your platform,
Mm,
and I say it's amazing because I think it's needed. It's highly needed, for the fact that there's so many people that listen to music in different ways, in different forms.
yeah.
A lot of people perhaps are not listening to the radio anymore for music, so
Mm-hmm.
you easily go to YouTube or you go straight to Spotify, and then there's some good people. There's some good people like you that actually just give their own honest opinion,
Yeah.
their own just straight out opinion. That something that we all have,
Yeah.
uh, but when it comes from broadcasting in terms of radio, sometimes the opinions are a bit planned per se. They don't really
Right.
say the honest truth. So in terms of what you do, man, what are some of the highlights that you're actually seeing regarding it right now, and the goodness of it? I mean, what are you seeing? I mean, are artists coming back to you and say like, "Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I've seen my
Mm-hmm.
numbers grow. I've seen my fan base grow." So, what is keeping you moving right now with your platform? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely that type of feedback from the people that I review. So I'll definitely get, those back and forth, whether it's through DMs or, comments, which is great. Now I think I have quite a few numbers of people as well. So it's good to have that relationship. Um, but yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of all about pushing that sound. And I think, yeah, just, something that I started as just a hobby. I think the first review I did was like Cardi Tatum in 2 years ago, just on my Instagram. It was just like a 360p video. It was just terrible, but I was just like, let me just put that thing up, and yeah, Kylie replied, and he was quite proud to see that reaction. I was just like, all right, cool, maybe there's something here. And I just kept, kind of kept doing that as a hobby. And then over time, more and more people started, being more receptive to the content. And I just started getting a bit more confident. But I think at the end of the day, man, it's kind of, if you're doing something passionate, you're doing it for the passion and you're not really doing it for the numbers, then that's the most important thing, man. For me, it's, just all about that. I don't really care about, getting millions of followers and all of that. For me, it's just like, it's good music that most people don't hear, man. Most people don't hear this type of music. Most people just, go on Spotify, I don't know, global hits, and this type of music doesn't get heard. So for me, it's just like, just keep pushing it. Obviously, add a bit of personality, and see what happens. But no, it's good. It's definitely good to get those type of conversations and relationships with people. But I definitely think there's a gap, and there's a need for what I'm doing.
Definitely so, man. Definitely so. I think there's an important need. There's an important aspect in actually the content that you are doing, because I mean, as I said, when I came across, it was like, oh, this is cool. It makes you think now. Oh, let me go check out this artist. Let me literally go deep into my crate and check
Yep.
what this guy is talking about. He could be talking, I mean, trash or whatever, but let me go check it out. And it gives you those ideas now. Like, okay, what else? What else is next? And then I wait for the next video. I think it's an amazing, man. I think it's an amazing thing that you're doing.
I appreciate it.
Nah, and shout out to you, man. I think you need some
Cheers, bro.
applause. I mean, your yes, you never interact with us on your Instagram page or your videos, but I think today we have the first the first hindsight to actually just talk to you and just to get to know with what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a private person, but I just because I'm always in my thoughts. I'm always like, okay, what's next? Like, what's the next piece of content? Like, and I think with content, most people would know this, but you always have to think about the next thing. Like, if you have an idea for the next month, it's not about the next month, it's about the next year, and how that content is going to develop and how you're going to keep people engaged. So you always have to innovate and diversify, so you always have to be on your toes, man. It's it gets it gets pressuring, but I love it, man, so it's good.
We love it indeed. We love it indeed. That's why you got here, brother, as a guest.
I appreciate it.
So before we go anywhere further, let's play a song. Let's play a song so you don't exhaust your voice. Now you can't speak now, and then you can't
Cool, let's do it.
give us any videos or so. So I'll play a song. Play a song by FKA Mash. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan of that guy. I believe he's in Doha right now. I think he's traveled to Doha. I think he's playing there. It's good. It's good to see that. It's good to see our artists traveling the world and making means of their careers. So I shout out to FKA Mesh. And thanks to everyone who's joined us. Thank you for joining Everything House Music on this Wednesday. If you would like, as always, if you'd like to be a part of the conversation, please don't hesitate to grab the mic. Don't be shy. The mic is welcome. You can come and give us a submission and be a part of Everything House Music as always. But for now, I'll play a beautiful song, wonderful song by a grand artist, someone who's doing amazing things everywhere, everywhere. Love him so much. FKA Mash. Please do enjoy.
House music, propelling sounds with meaning, delivering on emotions that lack feeding. Intact, your souls have no peeling. Everything house music, casting spells on unlearned beings, bringing them to the underground. Those are grooves that are worthy. House music is where it's at, believe me. everything house music.
And that is FKA Mash, formerly known as Mash. That's actually what it stands for. And Beyond, title of the song, released under Stage 2 Sounds Volume 3. Yes, Volume 3. Um, I liked Volume 3 better than Volume 4. But that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. I think on Volume 3 there were new bees. There was new bees to check out. And in Volume 4, I think it was just it was the same people. It was the same people. But that's me. That's me. That's me. Man, please don't come for me. Please don't come for me. Anyway, this is Everything House Music, and it's 20:39 on my time. 8:39. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for coming through. Our guest today is YouTuber and content creator Manu. He's got a wonderful channel on YouTube. Please go check it out. Does amazing things in terms of reviewing music, record labels, artists, just the music that he does, the content that he has is amazing. Check him out on Instagram and on YouTube. Manu, brother, before I actually share the mic with my co-captains, what do you enjoy most about what you do? I think that's quite an important thing that we all need.
Yeah, that's a monster of a question. Let me think. What do I enjoy the most about what I do? Oof. Probably the brainstorming process. Yeah, just finding out about the next thing to talk about. I think that's, yeah, probably that, because I feel like I've got so many ideas, man. Like all the time, as I said before, I might have a spreadsheet of like 100 ideas, but I like it when it comes naturally. If I'm just like chilling out, listening to a track, listening to a mix on SoundCloud, and something just pops up in my head, I feel like those ideas, that content is always the best one when it just isn't forced and it's just natural. I think that is, yeah, that's what I probably enjoy the most about the content creation and what I'm doing now. Not to say that the planning content doesn't work, but I think when it happens naturally, as I said, yeah, that's probably what I enjoy the most.
I think yes, you gotta enjoy it.
Yeah,
If you don't, it will show first of all,
yeah,
and it won't be as good as how you're actually doing it. So no,
for sure.
shout out for that. Shout out for that.
Sure.
Let me share the mic with Lloyd. Lloyd, my brother, please unmute. The platform is yours.
Yes, yes. Manu, how's it?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I want us to talk consistency.
Okay.
Literally, when one logs on TikTok,
Mm,
the video has to be number 2 or number 1.
yeah.
Every day you're posting a video. Where do you get such consistency? We run the Deep House Space account on TikTok, on Instagram. For the past 3 weeks, I
Mm,
think we haven't been that active because we lack that consistency, because it's too much work to edit the videos, to edit the songs, and putting them
yeah.
together. And which is very simple for us. And for you, something different. You have to record, you have to add the
Mm,
music on the video. You have to, like, your work is way harder
yeah.
than ours, but we're finding it difficult for us just to edit the video and put the music on, and then put on TikTok, put on Twitter, put on Instagram. Where do you get such consistency?
I don't know. I think if you have a goal in mind, if you're like, okay, this is bigger than me, like I'm not just doing it, to kind of doing it for me. I'm doing it because I think other people enjoy this content. Other people now, are a part of this, right? So for me, it's about that, but also I think you have to, plan. You really have to plan. You have to be strategic. You have to be tactical, and yeah, I think once you figure that out, then it's just a machine, man. Then it's just like you just keep churning that machine and just keep doing that. Literally. To give you an idea, like I record all my content on Sunday. So Sunday is recording day, and then yeah, Monday through Friday, every day I'll edit. And then editing, yeah, editing probably takes the longest. Obviously, it's very monotonous, but I would say editing probably the longest one. But I feel like as long as I have the recording, then I'm good. If I don't record, then that's when that's when you cut corners, and then you kind of see the content isn't as good. But as long as I get to record my content way beforehand, it's not last minute, then I'm good to go. But yeah, I think as far as consistency, and for me, like, if you know me as a person, I'm very kind of obsessive. Like, I have to get up, go to the gym. I have to do things the same way. And I feel like that just kind of rolls into everything that you do, right? So it just, yeah, creature of habit. Yeah.
And why are you prioritizing TikTok and Instagram and leaving out Twitter?
Yeah, so Twitter actually, you guys actually got me back into Twitter because I literally wasn't even thinking about Twitter. I'm not even gonna lie, because yeah, I think 2-3 weeks ago when Vox reached out, I was like, oh man, Twitter, yeah, I forgot about that platform. So yeah, you guys actually got me back into Twitter because I completely forgot about that platform, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because yeah, I mean, mainly, my content is video, right, and Twitter isn't a video platform. So, but yeah, Twitter, and I know, and I say you guys go hard on Twitter, so yeah, I definitely need to be more active on this platform for sure.
I'm gonna open the doors wide and give you an idea. So we post videos on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, right?
Mm,
Across all three platforms, we're getting more followers. Like we're growing more on Twitter compared to on Instagram and TikTok. TikTok is second best, and
interesting.
Instagram is very low. But on Twitter, I think mainly because of I think me and Voxman we
Mm,
retweet much of the videos that are posted on the deep house space. So all of the people that are following us are kind of like deep house people. So they
yeah.
get to see that video and they get to follow the page. You know, so I would say don't judge Twitter. I mean, also post on Twitter. You'll never know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, for
Also
sure. I
post on
mean,
Twitter.
yeah, I see you guys have a lot of followers on Twitter, so yeah, there's definitely something to be said for that. But yeah, I mean, I've always used Twitter as a, my thoughts and views platform. But yeah, video is everything now. So yeah, I need to definitely. But also, I think my question is, and I'm the type of person, I don't want to copy and paste my content across all platforms. I hate when people just post the same content on 4 different platforms. I think every platform is different, so you have to just tell that story differently. That's just how I am. So I would hate to post the same content on TikTok and Instagram on Twitter. I think it would have to be a bit different. But that's another. That's a bigger conversation.
Yes, correct. That's true. That's true.
Mm,
Posting a video on TikTok in the morning, the site, you don't get much traction.
mm,
But posting a video in the morning on Twitter, it's gonna get more traction than posting it later. On
interesting.
Instagram, I feel like it's the algorithm that site on Instagram is just terrible. So
Yeah,
any time of the day, I can just throw a video. It's fine. But on Twitter, I know I can post in the morning and on TikTok later around this time.
okay.
That's how I actually do it. But most of the times, it's either I post on TikTok first and tomorrow morning Twitter. So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I feel like Instagram is a platform at the moment. I feel like it's slowing down for some reason. I don't know if it's just me, but um, yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to understand how the engagement and behavior on Instagram, I feel like, is changing lately. Um, people now, everyone's jumping back onto Twitter. Might be the Elon Musk effect, but TikTok over the last few months, everyone's jumping on TikTok, right? Everyone's got a TikTok account now. But yeah, I feel like Instagram, I'm not, maybe it's not slowing down, but I feel like there's definitely some reevaluating happening on that platform at the moment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's your take on copyrights on TikTok? Did you have any audios that are getting muted?
Yeah, sometimes I think it's mainly when the video is longer than a minute, then that's when they mute it. But if it's a minute or shorter, then it's fine. So yeah, I always have to keep it to a minute. But obviously, if I'm talking, I'm good. But yeah, TikTok is fine. Like I don't really like. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I still need to get better at using the actual um, platform. But yeah, I mean that's definitely my best performing platform by far. TikTok is just yeah, it's just exploding at the moment. I don't know how, but yeah, it's just a crazy, crazy platform. Yeah, it's crazy.
Last question. Last question. What advice would you give to these producers that are not prioritizing social media, especially TikTok?
I mean, they can pay me, man. I'll definitely help them. I've got a few ideas for them, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, I mean, listen, in this day and age, bro, like it's all about self branding. Like you have to just sell yourself these days. Like yeah, it's like influencer. I know people like make fun of influencers, but now it's becoming part of everyday life. It's not about influencers now. It's about how you brand yourself, how you present yourself, and I think you don't have to be great at it, but you have to. I think you have to have some basic skill around it, man. Definitely, definitely, and yeah, I think especially DJs, man, they can do a lot on TikTok. They can definitely do a lot on TikTok, and I feel like a lot of DJs. If you look at Diplo, if you look at Diplo's TikTok, his TikTok is crazy. He knows what he's doing. Diplo, I think, is a guy that I think a lot of DJs should look at and say, okay, this guy, you know, be motivated and get some ideas and inspiration from Diplo. Um, but I think people are putting all their eggs into Instagram, and I think they're gonna regret it 2, 3, 4 years from now. Yeah, they're gonna regret it because I think that platform now is becoming very. I don't know. If you look at the reels, it's all cinematic and it's not really about your personality, but people want to know your personality these days, and that's on TikTok.
Facts, facts. Miss LP, I'm sorry. I thought I was gonna ask
Mhm.
last question, but to touch on that, I think we always preach to them that they should prioritize Twitter and TikTok. They
Mm,
are mostly on Instagram and Facebook, and that side, I don't think they could reach the other parts of the world with only Instagram and Facebook.
right.
So tapping into TikTok and Twitter as well can grow their brand. I've noticed that a lot of people that are either DJs or musicians,
Mm,
they use Twitter to get gigs, which works for them. There's a guy who's actually a producer. He makes songs live, like he kind of remakes the songs, popular songs, and then he performs them on weddings and all those things. It's very good.
okay.
Forgot his name, but he's on TikTok as well. So yeah. Hi, Miss LP.
Hey Lloyd, no, it's fine. It was actually interesting listening to what you had to ask. But yeah, thank you so much for giving me that opportunity. From my side, I think I just want to confirm something. Firstly, I know you said that you were in corporate previously, Manu.
Yeah.
You saying you completely left corporate?
No, I'm still in corporate, still very much in corporate now. So now working for a startup here in London. Um, so they kind of focus on like physical assets and just put all those assets into a big platform, and then you kind of extract all that data so you can understand how you can be more efficient. It's very, very technical, but I'm kind of head of content for that. So I work with sales, product team to just tell that story in a much more compelling way. So that's where I focus on at the moment.
Which is pretty interesting because the way that I'm understanding it, it's basically filtering into your passion as well, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. With
Definitely.
that said, I think going back to Lloyd's question, I'd like to understand that balance. So corporate versus your passion. How difficult is it for you to find that balance between the two? even though obviously it is similar to what you're doing in terms of your if I can call it a 9 to 5.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be honest, like COVID was terrible, but working from home is like the best thing ever for me. Before before COVID happened, especially I think living in a big city like London, you're going to work every day. You probably get home 7, 8 o'clock, and then you're just straight to bed, and it all starts again. I feel like now I've got a lot more windows and a lot more time to just plan things and then take my time with everything. And yeah, this job now it's demanding, but at the same time, I do have time to attend to hobbies, health, gym, whatever, private life, all of that. But I think when it comes to content, it's probably the perfect situation for me because I'm able to, if I give you like a day in the life, so I'll wake up in the morning, go to the gym, and then come back. Probably start editing my videos around 8 o'clock, and from 8 until 9:30, I'll edit my videos, work, and then after work, spend a couple more hours just like obviously prepping before I start posting. So yeah, that's like kind of fit everything in. Start your day early. Sometimes it finishes late as well, but as long as I'm in bed by 10, I'm good.
Okay, sure. And then just in terms of your content, you might have maybe mentioned this in passing. How do you decide on who you'd like to review and
Mm.
why those specific producers, for example? And then just to follow up to that, how do you then deal with resistance? Because as Vox has said, I mean, there's a lot of people that one would reach out to, and you don't always get necessarily, I think, people that understand what you're trying to achieve, and therefore there would be a lot of resistance. So, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I think as far as the first part of the question, I think at the moment is very ad hoc. Is very kind of me just sitting down and thinking, okay, who's hot right now? What's coming out? Sometimes I try and be creative and think, okay, maybe show a bit of my personal side. So today I posted a video on YouTube about my favorite song right now, which is a David Morales song called Heartbeat. Very Afro house, soulful house track. So yeah, sometimes I try and switch it up, a bit more personal. Sometimes talk about artists. On Fridays I try and concentrate on just releases. But yeah, I think as far as resistance, I think at the moment a lot of people are reaching out, asking for reviews, asking for content, that type of stuff. And yeah, I mean, I'm a very laid back person. Like I try and meet you halfway. If I'm not feeling a track, I'll probably just let you know. I'll just say maybe not right now. Let's definitely stay in touch. But for me, it's like, yeah, like again, I'm not doing it just for the sake of it. I have to like the work. I have to feel passionate about it. But yeah, at the moment, that is definitely growing as far as resistance and finding that balance and making sure I don't alienate anyone who wants to be involved with what I'm doing. Because I try and support as much as possible. But of course, if you send me a terrible Burna Boy remix, that's not going to work for us.
That's interesting because it almost comes across as though you're going through exactly the opposites of what we're basically going through on this side. And the other thing is, I think people just don't understand that this is another type of way of themselves sort of putting their brands out there and kind of networking. It's a very, I would say, short-sighted way of looking at it, but that's a topic for another day.
For sure.
Um, yeah, what I would also like to ask is you spoke about basically previous organization that you worked for, Dimension Data. So
Mhm.
just taking a look at things like stats and data and how do you feel that you are being understood across different borders? How do you feel that people are resonating with what you're trying to achieve?
Ooh, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, yeah, I think as far as audiences, definitely I say by far number one. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, like mostly in the comments, people obviously know straight away that I'm not from SA, and most of the music that I review is from SA. So sometimes on TikTok you get you get the odd, oh, you don't say that person's name like that. I think one time I said, Kulo this song. I know you don't say Kulo like that, but someone's like, oh, that means whatever in Spanish. So I was like, all right, fine, whatever. So sometimes, yeah, I do get that, but I don't know. For me, it's yeah. I'm not sure if that answers your question, but I think yeah, I just try and be myself, and I just try and make inclusive content, to be honest. Um, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I think this was more just along the lines of how people are basically receiving you across different borders. But I think you've touched on it. And then for now, I think lastly, what is your view on, and again, something that you have touched on, but maybe we can dwell a little bit deeper on this. What is your view in terms of how critical it is to have people like us, or us,
Mm.
in terms of bridging that gap between the consumer of music and producers, artists, etc.?
Oh, it's important. I think all other big genres have that. Even Amapiano has that, because I feel like that's obviously kind of entering the Afrobeats world. So if you're kind of mainstream industry, in that space, then you definitely have people that push that in the way that we're doing it. So I think for electronic music, deep house, Afro tech, you definitely need those voices to tell that story. And I come across DJs all the time that, when I interact with them, I'm like, okay, you know, they definitely kind of need some support in pushing their music, pushing their brand, and just polishing those things up, those skills up. But I think it's critical. I think it's critical. Like, I was chatting to someone yesterday, and they were like, "Yeah, there's no one doing what you're doing." But if I were to search, I don't know, hip hop influences or Amapiano influences, I'm sure there's many. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's critical, and yeah, I think a couple years from now there'll definitely be more people doing what I'm doing, and pushing the sound, because I think it's needed for sure.
Thank you. Just one maybe last comment, and this is probably more to my host and co-host. Basically, just with that last bit that I think Manu said, maybe what we then need to focus on is
Mm,
striking once again that balance between basically creating that buy-in, and then also the criticality in terms of what we bring to the table.
right,
So just to wrap it up, basically just saying what is our value proposition. For me, I think that's more of a call to action to Vox and Lloyd, and something that we need to start thinking about.
right.
But thank you so much, Manu. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Miss LP. Shout out to Miss LP. I just got a text from a friend who's in the space. It's like, yeah, Miss LP is well spoken. I'm like, okay, okay. Shout out to Miss LP. Before I go to Nogwanda, I've asked Nogwanda as we do so many spaces. I mean, we do the Jazz Sunday request with Nogwanda, and she's just an amazing person. So I've asked her to join us, just to add some flair to our spaces. But before we go to her, before we give her the mic, let's play another song. Let's play another song. It's an hour into this thing. Maybe you can take a tea break or so. If you are drinking tea, if you're drinking coffee, if you're having wine. If you're having wine, this is the chance perhaps to do so. And I'll play a wonderful song that also has been picked by our guest, Manu. He's picked another song by China Chameleon, and Ndikokele, where he features Nkuli Keys and Tugzin. Wonderful song by this gentleman. And he's also releasing an album, in fact. He's releasing another album. This man has been releasing too much music. I think on the 9th of December, yes, on the 9th of December, China Chameleon is releasing his album called Analka. Yes, on the 9th of December. Also on Stay True Sounds. So that's also something to look forward to. So Indi Kokele. But before I play the song, Manu, could you, give us a small summary of why you also like this tune? Why did you pick this tune? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I've played this track so many times, but I think that entire album, My Father's Records, is a classic album by China. But I think his story resonates, right? I think I was listening to Kid Funk's Selective Styles radio show. Might have been a couple of years back, but just how um, China Chameleon kind of persevered, right, in his journey and kept going, to follow his dream and continue. And I think as well, the name of the album, My Father's Records, speaks to the relationship that China had with his father and how his father's music taste influenced him. So there's a lot in that I think tells a great story. And yeah, I think that's why I like this tune, and I think this is definitely the best tune on the album for me. So yeah.
Absolutely amazing album indeed. Absolutely amazing. I think House Heads have mentioned it a couple of times that China sort of changed his ways in some of his music, but this is the best project that he's ever given. But views from House Heads are views from House Heads. We just have banter there and there, not something you should really take note of. But yeah, thank you for joining us. Shout out to everyone for joining Everything House Music on this Wednesday evening. Please enjoy some music. Thank you.
Everything house music,
Peace.
propelling sounds with meaning, delivering on emotions that lack feeding. Intact, your souls have no peeling. Everything house music, casting spells on unlearned beings, bringing them to the underground. These are grooves that are worthy. House music is where it's at, believe me. Everything house music.
And that is China Chameleon, the Kokele, featuring Kuli Keys and Tugzin from My Father's Records, which was released in 2020 on 32 Sounds. I think for me, top five albums that have been released on 32 Sounds, and my top five would be um, this one. I think Andile Andy released one of the best albums ever in house music, which doesn't get much credit, but yeah, both both Zito Moa's albums, I think those are classics from Day True Sounds. And of course, this year we had an amazing album from El Payao. El Payao, I think he's released the album of the year for me. So shout out to Stay True Sounds. And shout out to everyone who's here, who joined us on this day, on this Wednesday for everything house music. Before I give the mic to Mrs. Nowan, the wonderful and amazing Mrs. Nowan, we do amazing things on Just Under Request, and I've asked for more of a time. I see a bill coming sometime soon. I see a bill coming, but Manu brother, as a content creator, I mean, you get a lot of feedback. Um, you get a lot of comments and so on and so on. But on your side, uh, what do you do when your content is poorly received? Yes, thank you.
Um, Good question. Yeah, I think that's when you kind of have to look at the content, see what didn't work, and yeah, just try again. As you guys know, I post every day, right? So if one day is bad, hopefully the next day isn't bad as well. So you just kind of keep going. Um, but yeah, I think that happens sometimes, right? And I think that's normal. And I think that provides a learning experience. That's when I kind of look at the content, and I mean, usually I know why. It might be because that was something that was rushed, or might have been a track that I didn't really enjoy that much, and maybe I wasn't very, wasn't being myself with the reaction or whatever. I was trying to force it, but yeah, I think if I think yesterday I posted something and it wasn't that well received, but I think for those, for yesterday's post, I probably know why. And yeah, I think you just go back to the drawing board and yeah, improve your content, improve your craft.
Yeah, it's quite a tricky one, man. When you deal with people, because people are people. People are people, and
No, for
they
sure.
come with different views and different takes of lives. Some of us have been blocked because of our different views, but but we're still here. We're still here. So I'll give the mic. I'll share the mic to Nogwanda. Someone else is Nogwanda. Happy Wednesday. I normally say good morning, happy Sunday, but happy Wednesday today.
Good evening, Boxman. Happy Wednesday to you too. Good evening to our incredible guest, Manu, and to everybody who's listening to Everything House Music. Everything. Yeah, that song that you guys just played was hella dope. House music. So yeah, it's nice to be here. It's really nice to be able to be in a space with like-minded people. I love the co-host and the host in terms of the platform that they've set up already, the questions that they've asked. I mean, what an in-depth conversation. Anybody who is just in anything in music could resonate with it, and it's so much more applicable when you are a house music fan, you know. So with everything, house music. Manu, I ask very personal questions.
Okay.
And like Boxman said, we co-host a space together called hashtag Jazz Sunday Requests. It happens on Sundays from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. This is obviously GMT +2, so in South Africa.
Cool.
So if anybody's a jazz listener, jazz fan, we literally just request songs using the hashtag, the name of the artist and the name of the song. And then people have the opportunity to pick up the mic after their song has played, and we just discourse. We use jazz as a point of departure for a lot of conversations, but in a very therapeutic and cathartic and beautiful way. So it's really nice to meet you and to have the opportunity to apply that thinking here. So with that being said, your most recent video said you listen to about like 30 to 50 different songs a day, which is
Yeah.
wild.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's a lot of content that you have to find and listen through. So you obviously have a very cured ear. Did you always know, or had it always been known to you that you were going to be in music? Did you always have that feeling?
No, not really. I mean, I grew up playing basketball. Basketball and sports still is a big part of my life. I think if you see in my videos, I have like all sports books behind me because I just love sports. So yeah, so I grew up playing basketball, and I thought that was what I was gonna end up doing. When I realized that wasn't it, and started studying, went to university. Yeah, I think I was still trying to figure out, okay, what do I want to do? But as I get older now, as I got older, I think I've learned to just be in the moment, and you can't force things, right? So let things happen naturally, and yeah, you'll find your way. I think, yeah, be curious, stay curious, work hard, be a good person, and I think things will happen naturally. Which I think for what I'm doing now, it's been a very natural thing, something that I haven't even planned or thought. I was just like one day in my office, I was like, oh, I really like this album. Let me talk about it. Let me post it. Let me try something new. I think that is actually my caption that I used for that first review that I did on Instagram, was like trying something new or something. So yeah, just, and also like, don't be afraid to fail. I think everyone fails in whatever they do and whatever they try. So don't be afraid to fail, and if you fall flat on your face, it's completely fine.
I know that's dope. I love how you make mention of, your sporting career being a framework for how you really do look at how you tackle your everyday things. And the questions that Miss LP asked were like perfect because she allowed for us to understand you on that level, which fuels into your creativity naturally. So yeah, like health and routine
For sure.
and consistency are things that keep coming up in this space, which is absolutely amazing. It's incredible. So big ups to you for living your truth and that coming through in just who you are as a being. And so the conversation that you guys had about social media was really dope. So thank you, Lloyd, for doing that. Because even for me as an artist, I was like, TikTok. But now I'm going to be like, okay, TikTok.
Yeah, you ain't got no choice.
Yeah, my little snippets, my little, with my babies. Hey, I'm actually going to be a thing.
Oh, that's cool.
And you're like Lloyd is totally right. Like I mean, a lot of jazz musicians, I know all of the people that I follow. When I want to find the gigs, I go on Facebook. All of their stuff is on Facebook,
Yeah,
and Instagram. So yeah, it's like it's old. So it's nice to be in spaces like this and have conversations like this where we get reminded of these sorts of things. So Manu, touching base a little bit further into something that you had said. You had said your family's from Italy, or well, you're from Italy.
mm.
But I assume, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, that your family before Italy, or if there were many jumps before that, is originally from Ghana,
Yeah, correct.
because Manu is an Akan name, which means second born, if I'm not wrong. So Ningaki, how many of you are there? Yeah, what was growing up like?
Ooh, so okay, my parents are from Ghana. My dad moved to Italy late 80s, I would say. I was born in 91, so and yeah, I'm one of seven, so I've got six siblings. And yeah, so I'm the fourth, so right in the middle. That's me. Four boys, three girls. Yeah, growing up in Italy, I mean, if you guys been to Italy, a lot of BS going on there, especially if you're black. So it is what it is. Like Italy is a very kind of old school. Um, yeah, people over there are, they're quite set in their ways. Have to be completely honest, but I think we kind of grew up in a small community, so everyone knows everyone. There are those stereotypes, but I think at the same time we did have a good kind of community around us. You go to church every Sunday, so yeah, there was definitely a routine. There was definitely um, family feel growing up in Italy, but I think underpinning everything, there's always lots of kind of racial tensions in Italy, just because it's that type of country. It's a beautiful country. I went back twice this year, but yeah, I think anytime you go back, you're always kind of on edge because that's just how Italy is. It's just one of those countries that, um, yeah, it's just very kind of yeah, it's just like that. So, but yeah, I think I enjoyed growing up there. I still have a lot of friends there, lots of family in Italy. Um, and yeah, we moved to London in 2005. So I think when I was 14, 15, we moved to London, and then yeah, that was a culture shock because I think moving as a teenager to a different country, I think that's the worst thing you can do to a teenager, because as a teenager, that's when you start kind of you know I guess growing and knowing who you are and molding your personality. So I think taking that as you're kind of developing and then moving to a different country, that was definitely tough, but I think in the end it worked out. But yeah, there was a lot of adjustments that had to happen.
Dope. So dope. Thank you for allowing me to go a little bit,
No
personal
problem.
there. It's really interesting to hear you speak. You're very diplomatic, by the way, in terms of how you just spoke about maybe one of the most intense racial tensions.
Mm.
And obviously that penetrates through so many, layers of society in a very diplomatic way. There's no other way to put it. So big ups for that.
Cheers.
I'm curious because I mean you make reference to blackness, so you're very observant, and if this is the stuff that you're seeing and you're thinking and you're listening, to the sound waves and everything of that nature.
Mhm.
I'm quite curious to see now that you are in music, what role you see yourself playing, like in 10 to 15 years from now, like a producer, like a record label owner, like yes, you will always still do what you do now,
Yeah.
but have you seen anything bigger yet?
Yeah, again, I feel like for me it's like being in the moment and not forcing it. And that is a mentality that I've only kind of started to develop, I would say, over the last year. I think before that, when you're trying to start something and you're trying to make something of yourself, you're always trying to, looking for ideas and you're always forcing ideas. And sometimes, a lot of times actually, you go into things that aren't for you. So I think lately I'm just like, okay, what am I passionate about? What do I like? What is the natural development from this point onwards? And then, yeah, just letting that, happen organically. But yeah, I think 10, 15 years from now, I'm definitely interested in creating my own sound. Part of the reason why is I'm doing this content is to kind of create that platform so that when I'm comfortable enough to share music, I already have the eyeballs and the attention and the ears, right? So that is part of the strategy. But yeah, I think ownership is a massive thing as well. Maybe not in the record label space, but definitely some type of, being a leader, a respected voice in this space is definitely something that I do um, want to do and be. But yeah, I think the music industry as well is so like, you know, convoluted, right? There's a lot of things that you can do in the music industry, which I don't even know, to be totally honest, what you can actually get involved in at this stage. But yeah, for me, definitely creating my own sound and even being a presenter. I studied journalism at university, so like, having some type of show, radio show. I look at. I'm not sure if you guys know the Zane Lowe's of the world. This guy, he has a show on Apple TV. Like looking into that space and what he's doing, and just being a personality. I think to me, it's a very cool space to be in. So yeah, that's kind of where my head is at.
So dope, so dope, so relevant, so woke. Yeah, I cannot not give you a freebies. Okay, the last question I guess I have, in terms of giving you those props, is more, I guess, to the perks of where you currently are and what it is that you currently do. Do you get like tickets to shows? Do you get like merchandise? Is there anything that, I mean, apart from you obviously fulfilling your soul desires and your soul need, is there anything that was a cherry on top that you weren't expecting, that surprises you every now and then?
Yeah, I mean merch sometimes. I mean, but I think the best thing now is just getting exclusives, right? Just the promos are cool, um, and I think definitely the conversations behind the scene with people. Um, you know, I think two months ago or a month ago, I met up with the record label owner of Oluku Records, and I just wanted to, he was in London, so I was just like, oh, let's meet up. And yeah, it was a very cool conversation. Like we hang out for like 5 hours. We were just chatting, went for dinner, we were just chilling. So I think, yeah, it just speaks to, I think, what I've created and that trust that people have and that respect. Um, I think the main thing is I'm being authentic, right? I'm being myself. I'm not trying to be someone else. I'm not trying to pretend that I'm into this music. So I think um, that is resonating. That's what people are perceiving. So yeah, I mean, as far as perks, material perks, I guess the releases, but you know, for me, it's all about kind of that access, right, to to artists. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, no, I totally get what you mean. I resonate very deeply with that, and yeah, just everything that you've been saying. So that was my last question.
No, thank you.
Thank you so much for just being who you are and staying true to that. And yeah, it's going to be a pleasure to watch and listen, beside you, because of how much music you already consume. And so knowing that we're basically getting reviews of the best of the best.
Hmm.
Because numbers help you tell a better story. So when someone hears that you're going through at least 50 tracks a day, that's wild.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
That's
mean, most of
absolutely
them.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of them are obviously in mixes and that type of stuff, or it might be DJ pools. But definitely press play on a track. Yeah, 30 to 50 times a day for sure.
Now I hear you on that, and yeah, just listening, just knowing that
Mm,
with its compilations or individuals is
yeah,
still a
yeah.
crazy number to have and to know. So it's nice that you even keep track of things like that. So yeah, that Boys in Korea is definitely doing the most. But because you are Ghanaian,
Mm,
there's a space that I'm doing, not this Friday, the next Friday. It's another space that I produce with Makosi Zuma. It's a spiritually orientated space.
okay.
And one of our speakers is Dalia Nadofu. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I'm not.
But he's also based in the UK.
Oh,
He
cool.
has a platform called Ancestral Voices.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Really,
Yes.
really, yeah. I mean, they've done publications. They have maybe one of the biggest YouTube channels when it comes to demystifying just African history. I don't even have to call it spirituality, but just being. So he's our elder that we're going to be getting information from, our Ghanaian counterpart, as well as Kenyan lady who is actually the head of PR for Google Africa. Her name is Dorothy Oku. So come
Cool.
through if you're free.
Oh, for
I will
sure.
share in.
Sounds
So if
cool.
anyone else is interested. But it was such a pleasure to speak to you, and I look forward to, like I said, growing beside you. So thank you for indulging everything house music.
Thank you so much.
No, shout out to Nawanda. She's a poet, singer. She got some music on SoundCloud. You can go check that out. I actually forgot to mention that Miss RP is a DJ also. Please, if you need a DJ, book Miss RP. She's fire on the decks. You go to her Instagram page right now. There's a couple of videos of her just doing some amazing things on the decks. So yeah, we've got a grand panel here and everything. House music today. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us. So okay, my mic went off a bit there. Apologies. Brother, I mean, further on regarding content creation, we are at a time when I think as millennials, okay, I'm speaking for myself that I think we live in probably one of the best times ever. I mean, we come from a time when the, we didn't have any access to any phone, and then we had an access to a phone, and then there was internet, and then there was Mixit. Now today there's TikTok, this crazy thing that people watch like crazy hours into the evening, and they bond over it, and then they cuddle over TikTok. It's crazy. The stories I've heard about TikTok at work, that's crazy. But regarding content creation, brother, what do you think on your end is some of the most important skills that one needs as a content creator? And I say that because I mean we also content creators. We never say it though. As
Hmm.
me and Lloyd and Miss LP and Rwanda, we never really mention it because on Twitter Spaces, but we are. But what do you think on your side are the important aspects that are needed for a content creator?
Yeah, I think you have to. Yeah, just look at your. I guess your angle, your mission, your story, vision. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of words, but yeah, you gotta have an idea, right? What's your voice? What are you trying to? What story are you telling? And then run with it, man. Because yeah, I feel like a lot of people do content, but they're not consistent in their message. And I think for me, it's just like I'm just trying to put you on. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to put you on, show a bit of my personality, and yeah. Also for me, it's all about kind of articulating what I'm hearing, right? So articulating the sounds and just breaking that down, trying to understand why the producer went this route with the music. So for me, yes, it's all about it's about that. So I think as a content creator, you just have to yeah be very kind of clear and consistent in your message. Um, and yeah, that's what I would say.
And regarding the near future of content creation, where do you think we're heading? What do you think our future looks like? I mean, for instance, we did mention, and we see it so much that
Yeah.
we have this one person that has bought this mega platform that we're on right now, and we all eager to actually see what he's gonna do about it, or what he's just gonna play around with. We're quite eager. I'm quite eager. We keep on tweeting that Elon should come and buy Escom too, please. By the way, But yeah, where do you see content creation, brother? I mean, in the next, let's say 5, 10 years time, yeah, where do you see the future of it heading? Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say this space might not be free in a month from now because of Elon. We might have to pay for spaces, but yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, as far as Twitter, literally, because you guys got me back into Twitter, I have no clue, so I can't answer Twitter. But I think for TikTok, yeah, I mean TikTok, I think right now is the hottest period. I think everyone that I'm speaking to, friends, family, people in the space, everyone's like, okay, TikTok, I've just opened an account. What do you think about this? So I think, yeah, TikTok is definitely going to be the biggest one. Instagram, because everything is moving towards reels. I'm very interested to see what happens with moments and photos, because I think something that I've noticed, like, I'm not sure if you guys have as well, but a lot of my friends now, not intentionally, but post less and less photos because, you open Instagram and it's just videos now. I'm not sure if that's a conscious decision or just like a subconscious behavior thing that you don't even think about posting your photos. But yeah, that is something that I've noticed. But I think for me, a lot more people are definitely going to be moving into the influencer space and finding their niche and finding their voices. I mean, that is happening now, but more so because of TikTok and just sharing the kind of day to day lives because TikTok allows for that. People like to just watch very weird videos on TikTok as long as they're consistent. People will watch it and there's a storyline to it. People will watch it. So yeah, TikTok is fascinating, man. It's fascinating. I mean, the stuff that you find on TikTok, you know, you can't, a lot of it you can't talk about, but it's crazy. That platform is just insane. But yeah, TikTok is a massive one. YouTube Shorts. I'm not sure if you guys are into YouTube Shorts. That's another one that people definitely need to be in. YouTube Shorts. I think a lot more educational content, a lot more did you know type of content on YouTube Shorts. But YouTube Shorts is definitely one that people are spending time on. But yeah, also like people don't know YouTube is like the second biggest search engine after Google, right? So if you're trying to sell something, if you're trying to do anything, YouTube, you have to be on YouTube, right? So, and I think I was probably when I started being consistent on YouTube, that is when I started seeing my biggest, growth because, if people search for any deep house song, they'll see my videos, and then from then they'll go to my different pages. So yeah, YouTube is a massive one. I think people don't realize how big of a platform YouTube is, and yeah, it is a lot more difficult to start on YouTube and create content for YouTube, but it pays off. It pays off for sure, man. It pays off definitely.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for that, man. I was just checking the YouTube channel, and you have a lovely slogan, "Deep House all day long."
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely one indeed. And I mean regarding now specifically your content, your reviewing process. You share so many thoughts regarding music. You share your thoughts regarding upcoming artists, which is lovely. That's what
Mm.
we love too. Um, what's your vision? What's your goal? I mean, regarding your platform, where do you see it? What would you like to achieve? Perhaps too, and also importantly, what would you like from us fans? Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm already getting bored of my videos. To be honest, like I think sitting in my room talking in front of a camera is cool, people like it for now, but they're definitely going to get bored at some stage. So you're going to have to innovate. I'm definitely going to have to branch out, take my camera out of this, this office, and do more kind of vloggy type of videos with other music producers, DJs, kind of studio sessions, that type of stuff. But yeah, I just definitely see different formats for my videos. If it's a long form type of podcast, if it's a kind of day in the life of a producer, if it's me going to check someone out as they're playing around in the studio, or yeah, just different type of content. Again, I think you have to try different things and see what works. But yeah, I'm definitely kind of trying to improve the quality of my videos, trying to invest in the proper equipment, lighting, all of that, just to up my game. I think that's probably the next stage of my channel. And I think as well, once you reach 1,000 subscribers, that's when you can start monetizing. So a lot of people don't know that, but yeah, YouTube kind of incentivizes you to keep going and go for that 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, I think for me, again, I get bored so easily. So I'm already thinking about, okay, what other ideas, who can I get involved with this podcast? Who can I show in my videos and partner with my content. So that's where my head is at with that.
I look forward to, man. Look forward to your YouTube channel growing. And to everyone in the space, I mean, there's 28. I think that could be an addition to your subscription, to your subscribers. So please, everyone, go to YouTube, type in Manu. You'll come across this man. And please subscribe to his channel. Check out the videos too. It does amazing things. The recent one is about his favorite track right now by David Morales, which is a grand, amazing song. And then regarding house music, Manu, I think I always I call us, and I say us, the deep house bass, everything house music. I call us the bridge between the producers and the fans. We are that platform where um, ordinary fans can talk to their favorites, and also not only their favorites, but they could also learn from up and coming amazing artists that are probably underground, not really in the forefront of things. So that's what I call us. What would you call yourself, man, in terms of the house music industry? Where would you place yourself? Where would you put your type of creation and content? Thank you.
I think definitely kind of in the breakdown, analyzing the sounds that I'm hearing in space. I'm not sure how to kind of conceptualize that in one word, but I think definitely just breaking down music, especially electronic music, because I think this is a very kind of music producer focused space, right? And I think with that comes a lot of technicalities, and I think deep house fans are so knowledgeable of music production, and I think there's so many conversations that happen, and people want to know, how did you come up with this chord progression? How did you think of this phase of the track? And I love those conversations. So for me, it's just sharing those conversations, creating those conversations, and creating that type of content. Because I think that's probably one of the best things about this community, is like people love the music so much. Like I've never experienced anything like it, man. It's crazy. Like, everyone knows everything. Everyone knows about when a song is going to drop, why it dropped. You know, it's just crazy the knowledge that people have. So it's cool, man. It's cool. So for me, it's all about yeah, taking that an extra step, creating content around that, and yeah, adding my personality to it.
And it's amazing, brother. It's an amazing thing you're doing. I love it. I love it. I love it. When we started what we do, along with Lloyd, we keep on sharing that we need more of this. I mean, we need more voices out there speaking for the Janja. We need more voices out there that can add to perhaps the small space of people just talk about music,
Mm.
just sharing thoughts and giving one another knowledge and giving one another different perspectives. I think that's quite an important thing. So I think what you're doing is absolutely amazing, and I look forward to all your successes, man. I'm
Thanks,
gunning,
brother.
I'm gunning, I'm gunning for it. I think on one of your pinned posts on Instagram, you met at Jazz. How was that?
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, he played. When did he play? He played like a few months ago here in London, and yeah, he was playing with Jimster. Yeah, he played with Jimster. Yeah, it was a decent set. It was a very good set, and then yeah, he was just kind of chilling out. And then I think at that time he had released Latik's album, Deep in Africa, if I remember correctly, the name of that album. Uh, but yeah, he released that album on his label, and then obviously I had reviewed that album, and we were chatting about it, and then he remembered me from reviewing that album, and then we just connected from there, took a photo, and yeah, I mean, Ajaz, obviously the legend, right? He actually played this weekend, past weekend, here in London at the Sondela event. He headlined that show. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Ajaz played, Seth Combo, Kitty Amore. Yeah, good lineup, good lineup. So yeah, he's very active. He's very active in London. I think, yeah, I mean, anytime he plays, I try and go check him out.
Lovely, lovely. So what we do here regarding our spaces towards the end, we give last remarks, but before we get there, and last remarks are just about anyone else in the space. We would like to share some thoughts, perhaps, maybe give flowers, maybe share some Iwalas to us. You can do that. But before we get there, just maybe two more questions from my side. One is future of house music, future of dance music. Where do you see it? Where do you see it? Especially also regarding streaming and all these new digital platforms. Where do you see dance music and house music? Yeah, in the near future. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's growing. I think Spotify a few months ago or weeks ago actually, they've created an Afrotech Now playlist, which you know I was very surprised that they did that, but obviously it speaks to how the scene is growing, man. Yeah, it's booming. I mean, I think obviously it's big in SA, but here in Europe now, there's events all over the place. Afro electronic events are everywhere. I was chatting to a guy from New York, um, Toronto, another guy I was chatting to, and they're all trying to do events. So yeah, it's going crazy. If you look at, I don't know, Temba, if you look at Temba's tour dates from this summer, that thing was so long. Like people are getting about. People are getting about. The thing is growing. But I think as far as streaming, oof, that's a tough question. I'm not sure as far as streaming what's going to happen. Yeah, I mean Bandcamp. I think they're doing a very good thing as far as empowering artists with their content and their material. So you probably see a lot of um, that model across more platforms. What Bandcamp is doing. Yeah, I quite like as well Tracksource and Beatport what they do with DJ top tens and those type of charts. And Spotify is starting to do that as well now. They do a lot of DJ mixes, track IDs. I think that culture, that track IDs culture, I think it's going to become less and less actually. But yeah, I think there's a lot happening, and I think being a DJ at the moment is probably the hardest thing in music, right? Because learning how to DJ, I think it's quite easy. So yeah, being a DJ, I think is the hardest thing. So I think a lot of big corporates, big companies, people with money are investing in that, rightfully so. What that means for actual music and songs, I'm not too sure. But I think for the culture, it's very good. So yeah.
Thank you for that, brother. Thank you so much. And regarding artists to look out for, I mean, a couple of 2 days ago, you posted your video about Mpo Wave. Mpo Wave, yes, is making. Hey,
Yes,
hey,
yes.
yeah, he's on fire. Even Black Coffee actually mentioned him when we had him on our space in August. He also mentioned that Mpo Wave is someone to look out for. So yeah, on your side, who should we be looking out for in terms of producers, in terms of music? I also see here that Nikki Deep is also here. So Manu, please
Nice.
also check out Nikki Deep. We're going
Cool.
to have him on the Deep House Space next week. Yes, he's confirmed with us for next week, not this week. He released an EP on Candid Beings. Lovely, amazing EP. So yeah, please do check that out. But yeah, in terms of artists to look out for from your side, even please regarding Europe, please share with us because
Yeah.
we are so consumed right now in terms of our own local producers and DJs. We actually don't pay much attention to Europe. But who should we look out for from your side? Thank you.
Who should you look out for? I mean, to be honest, I listen mostly to SA artists, but I think I'm thinking like 2023. Who's going to have a big year? I think FK and Mash next year is going to explode. That's just my thought, but I think he's going to be out of here next year. Who else? I think should we be looking out for? Um, yeah, I mean, the thing is, Cardi music, because they have so much power now. If they play your tracks, you're gonna see your profile just boom. So I feel like someone um, like Cairo. I know he's a big name, and everyone knows who Cairo is, but I think that's another one that is going to keep growing, um, and really not mainstream. I think it's there's some stigma around that word, but just become a lot bigger as far as a brand name. I guess more underground name. Who I'll give you one. I'm trying to think. There's a guy called Sandy Artwell, which I really really like his music. Um, really really like his music. I think he's another guy. I think when we talk about social media and not being active, another guy that I feel like should definitely push his sound more. But that guy can produce. So I like what he's doing as well. But yeah, there's so many names. There's so many names. I love Mash, Dawson. All these guys. Again, Shredder SA, I think to me is someone that can produce. Um, you know, out of his mind. He's just very very good producer. Um, and yeah, that's my names.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that submission. Um, and I'm glad you mentioned like the likes of FKA Mesh. I think it was amazing for him to actually go solo. I mean, open up his own record label and release his music his own way. I think that was amazing. I mean, that opens up so much. I think as a
Yeah.
person, as a person, Jay.
Mm.
Yeah, looking forward to FK Mesh doing wonderful things. For my side, to share with you, Amanda, look out for Bongane Metlo Makulu. Bongane Metlo Makulu is a vocalist. He's a vocalist in the house music scene. and hear it from me first. I believe there's a song that he's working on with Julian Gomez. So that's
Okay.
something to look forward to. So yeah, Bongani Mahlamakulu, check him out. There's so many features that he's had this year. He's amazing, that guy, and I've always told him that. Seeing that we in the same generation, I'm gonna be that person that's gonna support only him and not support the likes of Ron Carroll, and no. He's old. He's got his own supporters wherever he is. So Bongani Mehla Makulu from my side, someone to really look forward to in the future of house music, because he's also working on his own project that we can expect in the next year, definitely. But thanks for the submission, brother. Thanks a lot.
No, cool.
We at the point of the space where we give last remarks, and the mic is open again. Please, if you're here and you wanna share your thoughts and give some flowers to us or to our guest, you are more than just welcome. See some regulars, the likes of Martino. Martin is actually a big fan of At Jazz. We're hoping to have him on our spaces quite soon. We're working on so many artists, but it's all gonna come up soon. But I'll start with seeing that we've got some ladies in the panel. Start with Lloyd. Let's start with Lloyd. Lloyd, my brother, please could you please give us your last remarks regarding today's
Oh,
space? Thank
yes,
you.
yes, yes. Okay, let me do this. Let me do this. I know I sound horrible. Let me do this. Wait, do I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound good.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe my AirPods are acting up as usual. So yeah, so Manu, I saw that you kind of like meet up with producers and you ask them, think who's their favorite producer right now. I think that's the question I've picked up. So we stayed almost like 15 minutes drive from all these producers that are in South Africa. I thought maybe I can help you, give you a bit of a favor, record a video with some of the producers that I get to visit during the week, and then send you the video. Then you'll edit with your voice. I don't know.
Oh, that'll be great, man. That'll be great. Yeah. Let's definitely connect and talk about that for sure. For sure.
Yeah. So I can do that for you. I saw
100%.
that on
I
TikTok.
appreciate that.
On TikTok, it's kind of like it picks up. Yeah, let me just say, it picks up
No, for
the
sure.
the
Yeah, I
numbers
think
on TikTok.
I did one with Shredder, say Kid Funk when he was here in London. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, there's quite a few that I did, but yeah, I'm also trying to do a bit more. But that'll be great, man. I would appreciate that for sure.
for sure, for sure. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Shout out Lloyd. Thank you for that. You didn't speak much, but you said what you said. Shout out for the submission, brother. Let's give the mic to Sis No Wonder. Sis No Wonder. Ngicela Sisi, happy Wednesday. Thank you again for being a part of this space. Please give us your last remarks for today. Thank you.
Yes. For everything house music. Thank you so much for entertaining me. Yo, what an exciting conversation. And I love that I could listen to it live. So I don't have to have it as a to-do list, as something to check up on. But you guys touch base on so many things and so many relevant things that we need to be speaking about, in terms of social media platforms that we should be checking out, for what reason, for what purpose, what artists to check out. So thank you so much, Manu, for just being like woke and yeah, sharing as much as you know. It's been an absolute pleasure. I, for one, I'm gonna change my strategy definitely, just based off of this conversation alone. But Tumblr is where I'm going back to, purely because of that multimedia sort of magazine layout, if you will, which is sort of similar to what Twitter is doing for us, in terms of the feel of what we like, from a UX point of view. So, yeah, guys, this was mad dope, mad dope. What a great way to spend my Wednesday. Everything house music and everybody listening. So I look forward to just, seeing more of your videos, and seeing where to from here. And yeah, hopefully we'll meet on a way along the path for whatever particular reason. But this was a great introduction, and I thank Voxman for just doing this all the time. And Lloyd, and Miss LP, I could be nothing without all of the hard work, the sweat, the blood, the tears that you all go through, the routine, the consistency. Because if there's one thing you're consistent about, it's about the spaces that you guys host, and you do an incredible job of it. So thank you for allowing us to be who we are in these spaces. We would not be able to do that without you. So I hope you have a beautiful rest of the week. And I look forward to hearing and seeing from those that I will, when I have to, when the time comes. Good night.
Siyabonga. Thank you so much, Miss LP. Hi, man. Thank you so much, Nogwanda. Look at me now. Yeah. Thank you so much, Nogwanda. And please stay blessed, stay well. I didn't hear the little man talking today. I'm worried. I'm worried.
No, he's sleeping. He's sleeping. Mommy did the things.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you so much for being with us and everything house music. Miss LP, the DJ. Miss LP is an amazing DJ. Hey, yeah. I've seen her play live. Hey, she does things on the decks that I can't do. I mean, I'm a YouTube DJ. That's what Ling always tells me. But Miss LP, please give us your last remark regarding today's space. Thank you.
Vox, you always make me giggle. I feel like I live rent free in your mind, but it's fine. We'll let that one go. So I think just to basically say thank you to Manu. Today was absolutely awesome. Yeah, sheesh. I feel like I came in quite sick, and I feel like I'm already healed just from having this conversation with you. So I really appreciate that. Probably just one or two things rather. One, a comment, and then just very last question, Vox, if you'll allow me. One of the things that I think Nowazi actually mentioned in terms of just how much music you actually, listen to and study, and it's something that resonates with me, because I remember at some point a mentor of mine stating that in order for you to be a great DJ, you need to study your music, and it sounds so. Whatever, of course, that's what we're supposed to do, right? But I mean, really studying your music. So, really understanding the intricate details of the music that you're actually playing, because it makes it so much easier for you to connect with it, and therefore allow other people to connect with it. So I think I appreciate, thank you, I think both Nawaz and Manu, I think connecting those two dots, because it really just took me back. But I think probably something that you have touched on, but I again would like to dwell a little bit deep on that. You mentioned something about, or rather, you spoke about the different platforms in terms of music, and how at this point in time, basically how we're consuming music. Probably my question is, what would be your comment in terms of the quality of music relative to, or currently rather, relative to what it was 10, 15 years ago? How has technology basically influenced the quality of music?
Yeah, it's quite different now, isn't it? Yeah, I think the quality of music now is very, very high. But also it's, there's a lot more volume, there's a lot more music, there's a lot more producers. It's a lot more accessible to create music. So yeah, I think again, when I listen to a lot of music, a lot of it it's, not good music. So I think you have to, to find the gold, you have to go through a lot of bronze and silvers, and sometimes not even bronze and silvers. So but yeah, I would definitely say right now it's definitely a gold rush period as far as music producers. I think every week I probably discover a new artist. But yeah, also speaks to the competition, right? If you're trying to make, if you're trying to become a name, there's never been a more difficult time to be successful, which is exciting, I think, as well, because it raises everyone's game, right? So the quality naturally rises as well. So yeah, and also I think that is why I enjoy what I do because there is such great music out there nowadays. But at the same time, I think when it comes to deep house music, it's still underground, right? Let's be real, it's still underground. So, and it shouldn't be. So yeah.
Thank you once again. Sorry, Voxman, I had to take it back a little bit. But yeah, appreciate your time. Appreciate everything that you do. I cannot wait to continue to see your wonderful work. And then hopefully at some point in life, we'll reconnect. Yeah,
For sure.
take
Thank
care.
you.
And thanks for everyone else as well for obviously listening in, really just allowing us to, I think, penetrate your ears. But yeah, it's really been great from my side. Thanks, Voxman, and thanks to my wonderful co-host as well, Lloyd. Have a good night.
Thank you, Miss LP. Thank you so much. Manu, there's also Tejo TTM in the space. He's also a wonderful producer of Deep House. Perhaps you can also check him out. Listen to some of his music if you haven't. Yes, if you haven't. We've had him on Everything House Music. We've had him on the Deep House space a couple of times now. So yeah, shout out to Tejo for joining us. Manu, this is your time when you give us your last remarks, brother. It could be, this is where you can share with us, please, even where people perhaps don't know where to find you. Please share some of those credentials. And for some upcoming content also, you can also share that with us, please. But thank you again for being a guest. And the platform is yours to give us your last remarks. Thank you.
Well, thank you, brother. Thank you for the platform. Again, I try and be quite consistent with my handles and everything. So everything is the same as the handle on the space. So you can just find me on Manu Nakeen, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. But yeah, man, again, thank you for the platform. I know 3-4 months ago when you reached out, for me it wasn't the right time, but now it's perfect. And I really enjoyed the conversation. Everyone on this call has been amazing. Really, really deep questions. And yeah, hope to do it soon once again in the near future, man.
Definitely. In the near future, we definitely will have you on. I mean, we've also had Seth. Yes, we've also had Seth Combo.
Okay.
He's been a loyal co-host of Everything House Music. We've had Sabrina Chow from the UK. We've had Michi. Yes, we've had a couple of people from actually up there. So thank you so much for taking your time out and being a part of this journey that we started a year ago, more than a year ago, which is becoming something amazing, becoming so amazing. Thank you so much for expressing your views on it too, and regarding what you do, regarding your content, which is so important right now. I think it's very very important right now, because we need more voices out there for the music. We need more voices out there besides the numbers that we see on streaming services. I totally think um, the streaming services give, yes, crazy numbers, but we just need more voices for the music. We just need more people sharing their thoughts about the music. So from us, Everything House Music, we are blessed. We are honored to have had you. Um, please, we look forward to the success of your work, and we hope to be there when it reaches perhaps those goals that you have planned. And one day, perhaps when you come back this side, or when we are there in the UK, we can see one another and have a good cup of coffee or tea or wine. It could be anything. But thank you so much for joining us, brother. Thank you for your time. It's been a grand 2 hours of speaking and music. But thank you so much. And we are blessed. We are honored to have had you as a guest tonight.
Oh, thank you again. And as I said, anytime you're in London, or I'm definitely planning to come down to SA, for a trip and just to experience everything. But yeah, looking forward to that and connecting with everyone. But yeah, man, stay tuned for more content. I'll definitely be following your journey and love what you guys are doing, man. Love it.
Shout out for that. Thank you for the flowers. Tomorrow, Bokani Daya. Actually texted him, didn't come back to me. But Bokani Daya tomorrow, music night. We're gonna have a chat with the jazz legend. He's doing amazing things at jazz scene right now. So Bokani Daya is our next guest on music night. Please do come and join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. if you are available. Please do come through. And then in the deep house space, the lineup is settled. Lloyd, who do we have again on the deep house space on Friday? I just logged. Check.
We have Sam Moss. I don't know if you guys know Sam Moss. He dropped an EP last week. We have Baragema. Who's that guy? Synth Oven. We have Synth Oven. We have Trevor G. Yes, we have Trevor G. And that's the last one, La Four. Yes, we have four guests on the deep house space. It's La
Yes.
Four, Synth Oven, Samos, and last one is Trevor G.
Thank you for that, Lloyd. Thank you for that. And that's the Deep House Space on Friday, 12 p.m. GMT +2. Thank you for joining us. Next week, actually on Everything House Music, haven't confirmed the guest yet, but on the 22nd, we have Natty Nice. But if I'm not incorrect, Mokhomotsi. Mokhomotsi.
Next week.
Yeah, Mokhomotsi chosen on Everything House Music. Yeah, next week Tuesday, ne? Next week Tuesday.
Yes, next week Tuesday.
Absolutely. And the other week is Natty Nice. Yo, that man has got so much wisdom. He's been long in the game, crazy like that. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Take care of one another. We're towards this festive, so there's some festive fatigue that we're all having, right? But please do take care of one another. Thank you again for joining us. It's been another pleasure of having you and Everything House Music. Stay blessed, please.
Everything house music. Propelling sounds with meaning. Delivering on emotions that lack feeding. Intact, your souls have no peeling. Everything house music. Casting spells on unlearned beings. Bringing them to the underground. These are grooves that are worthy. House music is where it's at, believe me. Everything house music.
Thank you. Good night. Cheers.